The Porcupine Festival and the Free State Project works together because there's a consensus about freedom and everybody comes to one place and explores those ideals.
The idea behind the Free State Project is to bring 20,000 liberty-minded people to New Hampshire with the intent of exerting the maximum influence they can to bring about a free society, a society where the maximum role of government is really just the protection of your personal liberties, property rights, things like that. So really it's a minarchist viewpoint, right? Because we're saying, there should be some role for government, and not everybody agrees with that. We have a lot of anarchists, we have a lot of voluntarists, so these aren't people that we exclude at all. But the Free State Project itself is really going for more of a very, very limited government role. And so really that's our only purpose, is to bring these 20,000 people here. Once we have 20,000 people sign up, that will trigger the move, quote unquote, and basically people, when they sign the statement of intent for the Free State Project, they're saying, okay, when you get 20,000 signers, within 5 years, I'll agree to move to New Hampshire as part of the Free State Project. So that's what we're working on right now. We've got 15,000, 16,000, somewhere in that neighborhood, signers. So we're really looking within the next year or so, hopefully, getting that 20,000th signer and triggering the move. And then within the next 5 years, we should have many more thousand people coming to New Hampshire so that we can, get people elected into office. We can, create farms and little communities and, things like that. So that's really the goal.
And doing that, CrossFit is interesting because it's basically a series of those, right? You're sort of doing some lifting weights, but not.
Looking forward to the abortion panel, and then that'll be interesting. The Bitcoin Magazine Q&A, that'll be great. Bitcoin Magazine's awesome. And there's a talk that Miss Ulbrich is doing on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Even this polymer lower here I bought was just under $2. I'm here today to promote my business of Minuteman Arms, LLC, out of Laconia. I'm a FFL dealer and a AR platform builder. You might be able to find a used one beat up for that price, maybe. This is my first year and I'm thoroughly impressed. The people that you meet here are some of the best people you'll ever meet in the world.
Fires and this stuff comes flying out. Fire is going boom, boom. You're doomed. Now I just had to take their word for it. But
when you put the bees in, there are a number of ways of buying bees. Packages are one of the more common ones, and they literally sell bees by the pound, and they'll buy a box with screened sides full of bees, usually 3 pounds of bees, and then 1 queen, and you literally take the top off of it, take it to your hive, and shake it in there like it was full of sand or something, which for the uninitiated looks terrifying, but they really don't.
I first heard about PORCFEST probably through Free Talk Live. They kept talking about PORCFEST. I finally came up in 2010, and it was an amazing experience, and so I've been back every year since. So, but my experience, it's basically just kind of, it's a relaxing vacation for me. I don't really do a lot of work here, just experiencing freedom and what a voluntary society would look like, at least in a microcosm here.
People around those businesses, and not locationally, but just, in terms of the peer-to-peer network, are going to be able to participate I think that that's really exciting. So that's something that I'm trying to explore.
Somebody needs to be the boss. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. And the evidence is pirates.
I live in San Francisco, so I don't get to see friends that I have in New Hampshire a lot. And I did a talk on Wednesday, so that was fun, on mesh networking. Interested in getting more technology, liberating technology in the whole Free State project. I've been to a lot of Bitcoin conferences in the last year, so there's a lot of overlap with that. And then a lot of them have come here as well.
They're basically saying it was some kind of treaty that was signed 100 years ago when the only thing it had to do with was grazing rights.
If this is the Middle East, this is the map of the Middle East, the Arabs, the Palestinians got all of this. The Jewish people have that right there. That's all they got.
The problem is it's the most sacred land to any
To all of them, right?
To all of them.
So,
Yes.
Give them something.
Loving it. Full of fun, libertarian people all around that have a lot of the same beliefs and cool technologies that they're sharing with each other. It's awesome. It's great. I guess this is probably my fourth or fifth one so far. And I come to, it's like a family reunion kind of, you see all your buddies and do fun activities, climb mountains and go water skiing and attend all these events and play Frisbee and all this kind of stuff. So barter with Bitcoin or gold or whatever. So yeah, it's been a blast.
At the conventions, they decided they're going to have two categories of people. This is important. Combatants and non-combatants. If you're a combatant, you had a gun, you had a flag, you were under a command structure. If you're a non-combatant, you didn't have those.
Advantage, and we would get to set the ethical tone, and I think that's what we would want.
So obviously in a contract, that's just my opinion, obviously, and no, you couldn't, because that's not really consent unless you can leave.
As far as enforcement, I guess the method of enforcement would simply be you can't use our framework anymore. And yeah, it's not a monopolistic idea that the framework would be fundamentally charitable, not used only by charity.
One of the complexities of civilization is how to organize itself. Competition does have a certain degree of workability along with cooperation, but the question is, when do you use which?
Well, and of course this would not be a monopolistic system, so if somebody has a better idea, make it happen.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what the whole point is.
I'm more open than a lot of natives. A lot of natives, you've heard of Northern New Yankee,
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah.
My music is about what everybody here is about, individual liberty and freedom and a freer society out from under the footprint of tyranny.
What a vibe. I mean, the Butlers have done a great job. This has been a really great vibe this year. Lots of love, lots of kindness. Just an overall fantastic experience. And if you've never been, you're missing out.
I personally have been coming to New Hampshire for the past 22 years with my family for the summers for vacation. So I decided I would come with them, and I'm really enjoying myself.